Imagine being on the edge of a cliff, the wind howling through the trees, with a small, helpless creature clinging to the rocks below. Now picture yourself as the one tasked with saving it. This isn't a scene from an action-packed movie. It's a real-life rescue that will leave you stunned by the incredible bond that can form between humans and animals. This is the story of how a ranger saved a lion cub from certain death and how, years later, the same pride returned the favor in a way that defies belief. When we think of the wild, we often imagine animals as fierce, independent creatures, surviving on instinct and their own skills. But what happens when an unexpected encounter creates a bond between a human and a wild animal? We often forget that animals, just like us, are capable of incredible acts of loyalty, compassion, and even remembering those who helped them when they were vulnerable. It was a typical day for Ranger Chris, a wildlife expert dedicated to protecting animals in the Savannah. He had seen his fair share of rescues, but nothing could prepare him for what happened that day. He was out on a routine patrol when he heard faint, desperate cries. Following the sounds, he discovered a tiny lion cub dangling precariously from the edge of a steep cliff, unable to climb up or down, caught between the rocks and the drop. With no adult lions in sight and no time to lose, Chris made a snap decision to intervene. It was a dangerous move, one that could have cost him his life. But as he reached out, the tiny cub, sensing his presence, stopped crying and locked eyes with him as if it knew help had arrived. That moment marked the beginning of an incredible story, a story of trust, loyalty, and the deep bond that can form between humans and animals, even across species lines. But what truly makes this story unforgettable is what happened years later, during a storm that would bring unimaginable challenges for both the ranger and the lion pride. But first, let's delve into the challenges of caring for an animal and how such an act of kindness, while rare in the wild, can set the stage for a beautiful, life-changing connection. As a pet owner, you might not always realize the impact of small acts of kindness or intervention. For instance, when you adopt a pet, or even rescue a wild animal like Chris did, the decisions you make in those moments can affect both the animal and your relationship with it in profound ways. Many pet owners face the challenge of keeping their pets safe in uncertain situations, and some may even feel powerless when the danger seems too great. What if your pet faces an accident, illness, or, like the lion cub, finds itself in a dire situation that could change everything? The truth is, every pet owner encounters some form of challenge in caring for their animal, whether it's an injury, a sudden illness, or perhaps a behavior issue. Ignoring these challenges can have severe consequences, both for the well-being of your pet and your relationship with them. Consider how much emotional and physical stress can result from neglecting an issue or failing to recognize the importance of intervening in critical moments. For the ranger, saving the lion cub from the cliff wasn't just about the immediate danger. It was about ensuring that this young lion would have a future, and that future might not have been possible without his help. Similarly, when we face pet care issues, whether it's an unexpected emergency, behavioral problems, or health concerns, it's easy to overlook how important timely intervention is. Just like the cub, your pet might not be able to tell you what they are feeling, but they will remember your actions, especially when it counts the most. The ranger's decision to rescue the cub wasn't without risks, but it was a decision driven by compassion and the desire to give this animal a chance at life. And this, in turn, changed everything for both the lion cub and the ranger. This is a crucial point for all pet owners. Whether you're dealing with an emergency or a routine care task, your actions will speak volumes in the long run. Animals don't always understand the complexities of human life, but they feel your love, care, and commitment. But let's go back to the story. The cub, now saved from the cliff, was not out of danger yet. Ranger Chris had to ensure its survival, both physically and emotionally, in a world where it was far from its natural environment. This was the beginning of a journey that would see the lion cub become part of a pride, and one that would have unimaginable twists in the years to come. Years had passed since the dramatic rescue. The lion cub, now a majestic adult lion, had grown up in the wild, but it always carried the memory of the human who had saved it. The bond that had been formed during that fateful rescue, though unspoken, remained. Ranger Chris continued his work, ensuring the safety of wildlife and intervening when necessary. However, life had a way of throwing unexpected challenges his way, and it came in the form of a violent storm. This storm was not just a weather phenomenon. It was an unrelenting force that swept across the savannah, causing chaos and destruction in its wake. Trees were uprooted, rivers swelled beyond their banks, and animals were forced to seek shelter from the ferocious winds and rain. But for Chris, it was far more personal. While he was busy securing the area and checking on the animals, a massive, unexpected problem arose. A member of the lion pride had become trapped in a flood zone, unable to escape. This was where the true test of loyalty and compassion came into play. The lion pride had once been a group of wild animals, with no real connection to the human world. But over the years, Ranger Chris's bond with them had been formed not just through his rescue of one of their own, but through his ongoing efforts to protect and monitor them. The pride, sensing Chris's presence, instinctively trusted him and made the shocking decision to return the favor. As Chris navigated the floodwaters, he was astounded to see the adult lion, the very cub he had saved, leading the pride toward him. The lions, despite their natural instincts to be wary of humans, approached him without hesitation. It was as if they recognized him as part of their family, as if the years of trust and respect had come full circle. In a scene that defied all expectations, the pride worked together with Chris to rescue a stranded lion, showing an incredible bond of loyalty and understanding. This wasn't just about the cub. It was about a family of lions that had remembered the man who had saved one of their own and was now returning the favor. There are few things more emotional than witnessing an animal's act of loyalty, especially when it involves a rescue. It's moments like these that highlight the incredible bond that can form between humans and animals, even in the wild. For Ranger Chris, seeing the lion pride, once wary of humans, work together to save a member of their family was an emotional reminder of the power of compassion and the lasting effects of kindness. For pet owners, this is a powerful lesson. When you care for your pet with love and dedication, you're building a bond that can withstand challenges and prove invaluable in ways you might never expect. Animals, like people, thrive on love and trust, and in return, they offer something incredible, a relationship that lasts even through adversity. As Chris stood in the rain, surrounded by the pride, he realized that the bond formed years ago wasn't just a one-time rescue. It was a deep, unbreakable connection that had been forged in the most unlikely of circumstances. If this video helped you see the power of the bond between humans and animals, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Share your thoughts in the comments below and let us know how you connect with your pets. Stay tuned for more heartwarming pet care tips and stories. And remember, a little love and care go a long way in building lifelong bonds with our furry friends.